to everybody. Today we will start the first chapter, that is the foundation of our economics. Now, because you are starting with a new subject, new chapter, let's have a quick review that how your CA foundation is going to be with paper number 4, economics. With the new syllabus, you all know that paper number 4, economics, is going to be a 100 marks paper. Absolutely solely objective. That means you will have questions with regard to the multiple choice questions. And this is one subject which is going to give you an edge and a control over your whole scheme of clearing your foundation with good marks, with great score. As you all already have a great command on economics, understanding the fact that yes, in your level class 12th also and 11th also, you must have, majority of you must have taken economics as a subject and understood that what the total relevance is. So this is going to be one paper. The MCQ based, you will have a scoring of +1 for every correct and -0.25 for every wrong question. One thing before I initiate my class, I would advise you all, I will request you all, I will make you understand that everything within the curriculum, within the syllabus, within the module as given by ICAI, that's our own institute, you will be very much thorough with the whole topics. There are ample amount of questions which are already there in the modules. We have the mock test papers. We have different kind of study material which is already available on your website. And there you can take it out and practice the maximum of it. I would suggest you all to give a dedicated 30 to 35 minutes at least of self-study post the lecture, so that you are abreast with what is the whole topic like. And if there's any kind of a query that you have, if there's any kind of an issue that you have, you can always ask us in the next class, that is the following class. The methodology of our class is going to be, I will present the notes as presented right now also with you. We will discuss the topic. You already have a link to put your queries. I will try to take all the queries in the same class. If by chance the time does not permit or it doesn't get covered in the first class, it will surely be taken in the next class. Though my endeavor is going to be taking all the queries in the same class itself. Post the class gets over, you will get the question bank, and in that question bank, you will try to just attempt the questions. No matter initially you might score less or whatever the scenario is, do not lose the hope. Once you're done with the topic, revise it thoroughly. You will have an access to that also, and then post that again, try to attempt the question. Do not leave things for the last moment. That is something which I will suggest you for all the subjects. Do not leave things and practice the topic there and then. The moment the lecture is done, you revise it and then attempt for the questions and then come for the next class. If any query, feel free to ask us, feel free to get the problem solved by us. So today I will start with the basic concepts and the basic nature and scope of business economics. Now let's not study what the economics is. Let's talk about something which is a general thing. A general thing says that majority of you must be getting a pocket money. If not even pocket money, there must be some amount buffer that you must be keeping so as to be spent with your friends. Okay, let's take an example. There is a student Ram. And Ram says that, okay, I have 100 rupees in my pocket. Now the main query and the main problem is this, that with the 100 rupees that I have, I'm able to either procure, let's say, maybe a fast food, maybe going to a McDonald's and buying a burger. Then I have some amount which is left, maybe going for a movie. I have some amount which is left, maybe, just buying a chocolate for myself. But my wants, my list of particular things goes on forever. Now, this particular thing, when I talk about how to deal with it, that is what is the problem of choice. And problem of choice, besides that, I have a problem of scarcity also. Why? Because there is a scarce resource. What is that scarce resource? Only 100 rupees. Correct. So my whole issue comes around or revolves around one major problem. And that major problem says that what is that activity? What is that money which is to be utilized and for what activity? My whole problem of choice is that. Now let's first understand what is business. So before we start what is business, let's divide two kind of activities, that is economic activities and non-economic activities. When I say an activity which is with regard to the money, something which regards to the monetary aspect, something which is related to the financial aspect, that is the economic activity. And the moment something is done for love, gratitude, out of affection, that will be non-economic activity. So let's say, for example, I'm a mother of a child who's 3 years old. I cook pizza for him at home. Cooking pizza at a home is going to be a non-economic activity. Why? Because I'm doing that out of love and affection because my child loves to eat pizza. But the moment I go to a restaurant and I become a chef, I get paid for that. Such kind of an activity is known as the economic activity. So whenever we talk about business, business is bifurcated into two parts. Any activity is bifurcated into two parts. That is economic activity and non-economic activity. Now again, when I talk about business, purely business is done as an economic activity. But when I talk about a charitable institution, maybe you must have heard the words called as Rotary Club or the Lions Club or maybe Bharat Vikas Parishad. All these clubs are primarily for getting one particular objective, getting a particular task. So that is what is a non-economic activity. So something which is done not for the aim of profit is known as non-economic, and that is for the social benefit. I hope you have got that distinction between what is an economic activity, what is a non-economic activity, and why is business an economic activity. So business is an economic activity. Why? Because purely we talk about the money. I hope this is clear to everybody. Now let's understand what is economics. The word economics comes from the word economia or economia as in the Greek. And primarily it deals with the household or the politics of the household or the dynamics of the household. But the moment Adam Smith was there and he understood how the nations are going to work, what will be the nature of the wealth of the nation, what will be the causes of the wealth of the nation, a new a modern economics arose, and that was what is given by the Adam Smith. And this is why propagatorily he is called as the father of economics. Okay, so like I said, I just gave you an example that maybe that student or that person Ram had 100 rupees of pocket money. So for that 100 rupees of pocket money, he had unlimited wants. Why unlimited wants? He wants to have pizza also. He wants to go to movie also. He wants to have a new dress also. He wants to have maybe just look, maybe buying a new novel for reading and so on and so forth. He wants to buy a gift for Christmas for friend. So there are unlimited wants. Now the problem is this, that my resources are scarce. And this is with everybody. You go to the household which is multi-millionaire, they must be still striving for more wealth. Why? Because there's always a need. There's always a want to get higher than what you have. So the fundamental facts that we can understand is this, that my wants are unlimited and my resources are scarce. So these are the two opposite ends. Unlimited wants, scarce resources. Economics is the subject which binds it together. How to resolve that problem, that my unlimited wants are satisfied by that scarce resources, is done by economics. So economics is one subject which helps you to understand that how we can transform our scarce resources into those goods and services which are going to give us the maximum benefit. I hope this is clear to everybody. So we have understood the basic concept that what is economics. We have understood what is the basic concept that is the business. Now, why not amalgamate these two words? Why not join these two words and bring business plus economics together and get a new subject which is known as business economics? I hope you all have the link to post your queries. So just I'll go through it in case any kind of a query is there by any student. And please feel free to ask your query on the portal. Let's say if I skip out any query, do not hesitate. You can post it again, though I will try again to check it again and again and solve all your issues. Okay. Now, when we talk about business economics, let's understand how business economics work. Business economics is also known as the managerial economics. Now, this teaching you business economics, gives us the relevance why economics is given lot of importance at the chartered accountancy level also. And you must be knowing this fact that the half of the economics was at the intermediate level. But the complete economics has now given to you at the foundation level. There comes the relevance. Because, at the global scenario, this is something as a managerial position, as a chartered accountant, as going to be the business leaders, you are going to solve the problems from the economic perspective also. We are not just going to teach you how to be very much thorough with the debits and credit, but yes, the analysis, the analytics, the dynamics of the business, the case studies, the analysis has to be done according to that. And because, see, today we are living in a global world, in a global village. You need to know how economics plays a pivotal role in your business problem solving. Okay. So whenever I talk about business economics, which is also known as the managerial economics, here I'm trying to integrate, to collaborate my business with the economics. Now, my economics tells me the problem, maybe let's say the law of demand. Now, when I talk about law of demand, it tells me, I'm just discussing this something which is very simple and understood in a very regular lifestyle also. Your parents must be going to buy vegetables. It's a winter time right now. And in winters, you must ask your mother, your father, whosoever gets the vegetable, that the tomatoes are very cheap. Okay. So you must be seeing the households that your parents are preparing ketchup and maybe soup, etc. Now, can you understand this? The moment the prices are dipping down, the prices of the tomatoes are going down, your mom is going to use the tomato even for the vegetables, for the salads, for the soups, and for the ketchup. What is happening? The demand is going high. Okay. But the moment the price goes high, your mother is going to say, no, 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 let's be in the budget. My whole grocery budget is going to change. My whole vegetable, my household expense budget is going to change. So let's restrain ourselves. Let's just put it in the vegetables. Or maybe let's just put it in the soup. No salad, maybe no ketchup. Correct. What is happening? Here you derive a law of demand. And derivation of the law of demand states what? That the moment you increase the price, your demand decreases. Moment you decrease the price, your demand increases. So as a business economist, as a chartered accountant, you people are going to analyze at that angle also. That how the demand of that particular business is going to get affected, how the supply of that particular business is going to get affected. This is something which is going to be shown by the business economics. I hope this is clear to everybody. So this economics is something which tells you about how to solve the business problems. And after solving these problems, you understand that how the decisions are going to be taken. Okay, so this is what is about your business economics. So how your scarce resources of the organization are to be utilized in a manner where full and final, basically, in terms of what decisions you can make for the business is going to be taken care of. Okay, let's go further. The nature of business economics. Before I start the nature of business economics, let's understand it in a very simple mode, that our economics is going to get bifurcated into two parts: microeconomics and macroeconomics. Okay, now just a little quick revision for you all. I would like you to post it on the query list link that you already have. I want you to understand and write maybe very briefly what is the microeconomics, what is macroeconomics. Okay, just please check it once. I'm waiting for the responses. I want you all to revert. What is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics? Some more responses, please. What is microeconomics? What is macroeconomics? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, very good. Shifa has messaged, microeconomic deals with the individuals and their behavior in the market, whereas macro deals with the aggregates. Okay, so microeconomics is something which talks about the individuals and macro as the aggregate. Very good, Bhimika, Surya, Ravina. Many of you have given yes. So whenever we talk about microeconomics, microeconomics is the one where we talk about the complete analysis about the individual unit. Whereas when I talk about macroeconomics, it is something which is at the macro level. When I say macro level, that means the aggregate level. Now, when we talk about the aggregate level, it is something which talks about the whole nation at the national level. But when I talk about a single household, a single firm, that would be called as the macroeconomics. So let's say, for example, there is a factory called as XYZ Limited, and they want to know what is the demand of their product, maybe pen, that would be dealt in microeconomics. But when I talk about how much export of spices India is going to do to the US, that will be covered in macro level. Again, because you as an analyst, you are going to talk about a concept from the global perspective. We are here to apprise you. We are here to explain you how both microeconomics and macroeconomics are dealt. How things are going to be dealt at the individual level, how things are going to be dealt at the national level. Okay. Now, another thing, obviously, when it is at a smaller level, can I call it as it is a very narrow approach? And this is something which is at a broader approach. Okay. So let's crisply write it all. I hope you are able to see my whiteboard, because some people at very starting said that you are not able to see it. So I hope you are, if anybody can put that, yes, you are able to see the green marker that I'm putting. So we have microeconomics and we have macroeconomics. Anybody could revert it, please? That you are able to see the screen, the whiteboard with the green pen. Okay, perfect. Yes. Now, whenever I talk about microeconomics, this is something which talks about the individual level. This is something which is given at the aggregate level. Another thing is this, obviously, because it's an individual level, this is going to be narrower concept, a narrow concept. This is something which is going to be obviously a broader concept. Third, this is something which is at a level of maybe an individual or household. This is something which is at a national level or international level. Some of the students are asking, do we need to write something? See, students, we will give you the notes. The notes will be uploaded and provided to you, one thing. So the PDF that I'm opening will be duly provided to you first. Second, it's always advisable that you listen to the class properly. Okay. Because these notes will be given to you. So I don't think that you need to write anything. You can just go through it. So instead, please put it very finely as in your mind, and you can always maybe keep on writing certain small notes, but otherwise we'll provide you notes as in the notes which are prepared by me. Also, it's absolutely what is under your ICAI module, so that's all available with you already. And if you still want to write, you can always write it to you. Okay. So now I've talked about the individual level, I've talked about the aggregate level, narrow concept, broader concept, individual, household, national, international level. Now, the tools that I'm going to use to understand microeconomics is going to be demand and supply. Okay. And when I talk about the macroeconomics, it is going to be simply aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Okay. Some of the students are saying that we are from the science background here. Please understand the topics that I have started covering. The topic that I've started covering is the base for economics. So do not have that apprehension that I have studied economics or I haven't studied economics. This is something which is from the very base that we are teaching you. So please do not get worried about that aspect. Just pay attention to the class and understand this concept. Okay. So whenever we talk about microeconomics and macroeconomics, these are two branches of economics that we are talking about. Micro deals with the individual level concept. Macro deals with the aggregate level. Micro is obviously smaller and narrower in concept. And yes, this is broader in concept. This is something which is dealt by the individuals or the household. This is something by the national and the international level. Micro obviously deals the problems with the demand and supply, whereas the macro is going to be dealing with the aggregate demand and the aggregate supply. So I hope this whole concept, how the economics is bifurcated into two parts, that is the micro and macro, must be clear to you. So let's say if the problem comes that how Tisha is going to allocate her salary to her household expense would come under, come on, write it, micro or macro? Come on, people. How the allocation of budget is going to be done at my household using my salary, using my income is going to be what? A concept of microeconomics or a macroeconomics? Very good. Micro, Kinjal, Anand, very good. That is going to be an aspect of microeconomics. But the moment I say that how much allocation of budget is going to take place at the national level, at the level of maybe a country like India, UK, US, etc., this would be again at a level of micro or macro. Come on. Micro or macro? That will be at the macro level. So the moment I say the problem is at the larger level, at the aggregate level, that would be covered under the macroeconomics. I hope the students who are from the science background who haven't studied economics are thoroughly comfortable with the three topics that I've covered. I first covered what is economics. I said economics is one subject which solves two problems. What are the two problems that everybody faces? A single individual like me, a national leader like maybe whosoever is in the power, maybe the political members of the different countries, the prime ministers, the presidents of the country, the leader of the state, the leader of the nation, they faces one single problem. What? That their resources are very limited as compared to what their wants are. Now in India, they want to eradicate poverty. There is a huge amount of quantum of poverty, but the resources or the fundings that we have is very low. Okay. So if we talk about first topic that I've discussed with you is economics, that it deals with two problems, that I have little resource, I have more wants, how to solve it. Second, I discussed about what is business. Business is an economic activity. So activity again gets bifurcated into two parts, economic and non-economic, or maybe economic, which deals with the monetary aspect, non-economic, which deals with the aspect which does not relate to the money. Okay, so for example, the example that I gave it to you, when I'm cooking pizza for my own child, that's going to be non-economic. Why? Because I'm not getting money in return of it. But the moment I go to a restaurant, I become, let's say, a chef there, and I provide pizza. That is going to be an economic activity. So my second concept was economic and non-economic activity. Again, business, when done purely for the profit motive, is going to be economic activity. Okay. Third, I amalgamated two topics. My one topic was economics. My another topic was business. Let's bring them together. And the moment I brought them together, it became business economics. Now, what is business economics? A science which deals with the business problems. How to solve the business problems using economics is what is known as the business economics. And how do we solve business economics? Business economics is done by solving the problem of the business using the economic measures. Like, for example, using tool like demand, supply, price determination, etc. Again, all these topics are going to be explained in the further classes. So do not get worried what we are talking about. Okay, I hope this is clear to everybody. Now, when I talk about microeconomics, I said microeconomics deal primarily with basic aspect. What are my requirement? What does my consumer want? What does the firm want? How much profit the firm wants to earn? What are the resources like raw material, labor, etc. that I have? How to earn profit? I have manufactured this pen. Okay. Now this pen is manufactured and I have a cost attached to it. How should I price it? What should be the price of the product? Okay. This is all things which is done by the product pricing. Second is consumer behavior. How your consumer is going to deal. How is your consumer going to behave? Why? Because see, the moment you put prices, the consumer gives a reaction to it, isn't it? The moment the prices of petrol increases, what will happen? The second day there's a strike of many people. Why do they do strike? They do strike. Why? Because they do not like this significance that okay, the price has changed for the petrol. So how the consumer is going to behave is read by the microeconomics. Factor pricing. See, let's say I'm working in an industry, for example, where the pens are manufactured. Obviously, I am, let's say, the labor there. I'm getting my salary, I'm getting my wages, etc. How to decide what should be my salary? How to decide what should be my wages? What should be my perks? What should be my benefits? Again, that is taught in the microeconomics. Okay. Next that we have is the behavior of the firms. How the firms are going to behave in terms of the activities, in terms of how the individual units are going to work. This is all done through the microeconomics. Now, after doing this analysis of microeconomics, let's understand what is macroeconomics. So macroeconomics is a science, it's a study where I talk about the whole economy, not just an individual, but the whole economy. So let's say, for example, like I said, if I talk about the whole nation, about the international issue, that would be covered in the macroeconomics. I hope this is clear to everybody. Now, again, macroeconomics talks about various aspects. Like, for example, have you heard this word called as GDP? Many a times when the government in power talks about their agenda, they talks about this fact that what will we do next year during the election, etc. What do they say? We will bring the GDP in 2 digit. Maybe we'll bring the GDP of about 11%, 12%. What is it? It is basically the total national income our economy has. Okay. So whenever I talk about macroeconomics, I understand this concept that how my nation is going to put all their resources, how they are going to produce goods and services, and when they produce goods and services, how the income is going to get generated. This is what is done in the macroeconomics. So whenever we talk about macroeconomics, it is about the economic aggregate. Another problem that comes in the economy is this: whether we have employment, whether we have unemployment, how to make policies with regard to that. Isn't it? That's another question of the government. Whenever there is a government in power, they face another major problem of unemployment. Okay. Who helps us to understand the problem of unemployment? That is done through the macroeconomics. So macroeconomics again tells you that what is the overall level of employment, whether people are employed or not, whether the resources are properly employed or not. Okay. Another thing that will be covered in the macroeconomics is going to be the forex, the foreign exchange rate. Now, let's understand with a very simple example. For example, let's make it very clear. $1 is equal to rupees 80, for example. Okay. I'm not taking the exact value, but what the whole issue is, $1 is equal to rupees 80. Okay. That means that let's say if, for example, if the t-shirt is of $1, I stay in India, I have to pay 80 rupees to buy that particular t-shirt. The moment $1 becomes 70 rupees, what do you think? India has become powerful or US has become powerful? Come on. If let's say I say that $1 is equal to 70 rupees, is India going to be powerful or US going to be powerful? Come on, put it in the query list, please. Initially, in episode 1, $1 was 80 rupees. The moment $1 became 70 rupees, what does that imply? That implies that now India has become powerful. Initially, I was understand it this manner. Initially, I was managing to buy one t-shirt for 80 rupees. Now I just have to give 70 rupees. So that means I am more powerful. No, India has become powerful. Same ways, this issue of increasing the forex rate or maybe the decrease of forex rate is all done through the macroeconomics. Isn't it? Government, what does government wants? Government wants that, see, the dollar price should not go very high. Why? Because our basic requirements of crude, etc. is got under, dollar. So they want that, yes, the dollar value should not go very high. Why? Because it becomes expensive on the government's pocket then. So all these issues of macroeconomics, like the national income, the national output, the general price level, the inflation level, how much export is going to take place, how much import is going to take place, that is the balance of trade, the value of currency, dollar versus INR, or maybe euro versus INR, all these things will be covered under the macroeconomics. Again, very important, the moment we are now a globalized economy, we have become an economy which deals with the whole global world, we have to be very much abreast with these topics of microeconomics and macroeconomics. I hope this is clear to everybody. Now let's come to this topic. What is the nature of business economics? When I talk about the nature of business economics, we have major simple concept. So first I should make you understand what is a science. Come on, anybody, what is a science? What is an art? When I talk about physics, chemistry, biology, this is something which is very crisp and clear. Something which is very extremely based on the logics, extremely based on the experiments. But when I talk about dance, when I talk about painting, whenever I talk about writing skills, etc., this is an art, isn't it? So let's first understand, is economics science or art? Or can I say it has both the features of science also and art also? I'll explain you with an example. I just on a general aspect said that the moment the price of tomato go high, what happens? I just gave you an example. When the price of tomato goes high, the demand for tomato will go less. Why? Because obviously tomato has become expensive. It was initially 10 rupees. Now it has become 20 rupees. My salary initially was also 100 rupees. Now also 100 rupees. So here what is happening? Only 10% of my income is expended. Here what happens? 20% of my income is getting spent, and my budget is going to get, changed. My budget will get disturbed. I run a household. My budget is going to disturb. Then what else? What should I do? I will basically say that yes, if the price of tomato increases, my demand for tomato is going to go down. This is what is the law of demand says. Okay. So after a lot of experimentation, after a lot of analysis, we have come to this law. But do you think this law always stand correct? Come on, I want it in the answer. Do you think the law is always correct all the time? No. I'll give you another example. A painting by M.F. Hussain. A rare item, a very conspicuous consumption, something which relates to your status symbol. And don't you know, many a times due to status symbol, people are ready to buy more of the painting only when they are expensive. Now, don't you think it's opposite to my law of demand? My law of demand does not stand true in this case, isn't it? When I talk about a painting which is by M.F. Hussain, it's a very rare item. It's a very conspicuous consumption. It is something of status symbol. So the more expensive it is, the more demand is going to be high. So my law of demand is going to be absolutely gone. Correct? So now let's come back to my topic. That is this, the nature of business economics. Now, what does that nature of business economics says? It says that the moment you talk about the basic experimentation, it is science. But the moment you put an additional creativity of yours, how to solve the problem. Like, for example, I said that the crude is very expensive. The petrol is going to go high. Basic science. The government uses economics to solve the problem, which is an art. I know the petrol is highly priced, but can a country survive without petroleum? They cannot. So what should we do? We need to put art, we need to put economics so as to solve that problem. One thing that we need to understand, it is very pragmatic in approach. Pragmatic means practical. Economics is not just theory. It is not a written issue. It solves your problem. You have a problem in the business, you have the problem in the nation. Yes, utilize economics. It's a practical approach. Interdisciplinary in nature. Why interdisciplinary? STEM, econometrics. Come on, Google them. What are they? Science, technology, economics, mathematics. Economics and mathematics. An amalgamation of various subjects to solve the problems. Okay? Indrashish, I will surely take your query, please. There's a request to everybody. Once you put the question, please do not put the question, same question again and again. What happens is this, many a times, a very important query just goes at the top and which might be skipped. Okay, so request to all the students, put your query, do not get worried. Your queries are going to be solved. You can easily ask us, okay? And even if some query gets missed in the same class, you can always put it in the next class. And in fact, put it, because what we will do is this, I'll take out all the queries and I'll make sure whether I have addressed to that query or not, and I will put it back to you. I'll discuss that with you. But please do not put a query again and again. It might create a disadvantage for other students also. Okay. So when I talk about nature of business economics, I discussed about interdisciplinary nature. Economics is a subject. It's a subject in itself, which talks about a lot of subjects together. That is the science, technology, economics, mathematics, and the amalgamation of that both. That's economics and matrix. That's the mathematics. Like I said, it deals with both microeconomics and the macroeconomics. Here, microeconomics, we talk about how it deals with the individual unit. About the macroeconomics, it talks about how we deal at the aggregate level. So these are the nature of business economics that we have. The normative in nature. Okay. The positive economics and normative economics I just discussed with you. The petrol prices are rising. That's the problem. Okay. The petrol prices are rising. That is the problem. Are we just worried about this problem? Please find a solution to it. The government uses economics to find the solution to it. Okay, to solve the problem. That is what is normative in nature. Find a solution to the problem. Okay, so I hope this nature of business economics is clear to everybody, that it is something which deals with micro level, something which deals with the macro level. It deals with how interdisciplinary we are going to take care of, pragmatic approach, how to utilize it, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's go ahead with the next topic. That is the scope of business economics. Now, what does the scope of business economics says? There are a lot of issues which business economics deals with. So there are generally the internal issues and the external issues. Like I said, internal issues are something which deals with the smaller spectrum. And when I talk about smaller spectrum, internal issues, small spectrum, what should I use? Micro, macro, come on. If it's internal issues, small, narrow, what should I use? Come on, I'm waiting for the responses. Micro or macro? That should be macro. Correct? No, that should be micro. So the microeconomics is something which deals with the small aspects. The small aspects like what is the demand, how to do forecasting, what is the production, how to manage the cost, how much stock do I require, which market should I go for, how do I put the price of the product, how the resources are to be utilized, where should I get the fund, where should I put the money, how much profit I am earning, what is the risk, what is the uncertainty, etc. So let's briefly discuss what all these topics are. So my first topic is demand analysis. I hope you all know that in the business, the subject matter of that business is product. So let's say, for example, if I'm talking about my business, I just gave you an example that let's say I'm working in a factory which produces pen. So for me, for my product, what will be the product? Pen. What is the subject matter? This. Okay. My first question comes, how much the pen is going to be demanded? See, we all live in India. You must have seen one aspect every time. Every Diwali, Holi, Eid, Christmas, and various other festivals. There is always a rush at one particular shop. Let's say a sweet shop. Isn't it? Now, how do you think that the sweet shop must be determining that how much sweets should I produce? I made a target that, okay, 100 kg of Kaju Katli is to be prepared. That is the demand analysis. I know down the line, 2-3 days, there will be a great demand for the sweets. Why not produce it right now? I know that the festival is coming. Being a shop owner, being a sweet shop owner, I have to understand that. I have to forecast that. Correct. So whenever I talk about one thing, that how the product demand is to be analyzed, the demand analysis and the forecasting is to be done. And who helps us doing that? The microeconomics analysis. Okay. So I hope this concept of the demand analysis and forecasting is clear to you? Okay. Now, just 1 second. Okay. Second is production and cost analysis. See, whenever you are into a business, wherever you are producing goods and services, second thing that comes to you and your mind is how to produce it. Okay. My problem comes that whether that production should be labor intensive, whether that should be the capital intensive, I should use more of manual labor, should I use more of machine, etc. That is what is the production and production analysis. Now, after that production is done, I will analyze what the cost is going to be. So, for example, if I talk about the same pen, or maybe let's say I'll take an example of the sweet industry only. What should I take care of? What will be the cost? What will be the raw material bought at? What price the raw material will be bought at? What will be the cost of labor? What will be the cost of technology? Correct. What will be the cost of various other expenses? This is what is done by the cost analysis. Third is inventory management. Please understand this. I know Diwali is coming, and let's say Diwali is just 2 days after, and I want sweets of about 100 kg, maybe a sweet of 100 kg. What to do? Let's order the raw material today. The raw material will come to me, maybe let's say for example it's a 19th, Diwali is on 21st December for example is Diwali. I'll order the raw material today. Obviously, 21st is Diwali, we'll manufacture the sweets on 21st only, no? No. Inventory management says you better keep the stock with yourself in a proper manner. So again, microeconomics helps you understand that. How much stock should I maintain? Okay, I'm just writing one concept. Do not get confused. This is a concept that you will study in your higher level, EOQ, economic order quantity. It will help you understand how much quantum of raw material should I have. Why? Because let's say raw material comes to me on 21st. Will you manufacture sweets on 22nd post Diwali? After Diwali, are you going to manufacture sweet? No, not at all. Who's going to buy the sweets from you? All your stuff is going to go waste. Inventory management helps you to make understand how the analysis is to be done, how much quantum of raw material is to be manufactured. Now my another question comes. Market structure, pricing policies. There are a lot of kind of markets. Monopoly, perfect competition, monopolistic, oligopoly, etc. Duopoly, etc. So market structure tells us that using microeconomics analysis, which market should I go for? Should I go for monopoly, perfect competition, let's say monopolistic, oligopoly, etc. So understanding which market structure should I go for and what pricing should I do. There are sweet shops like for example Haldiram. They charge maybe 1,000 rupees per kg for a sweet A. And they are shops like Baburam. I'm just giving a lame example. What will they do? They'll charge you only 100 rupees per kg for the same sweet A. That is the pricing policy. There's a car called as Rolls Royce. How much are they charging? Maybe 1 to 10 CR. And there's a car which is Maruti, which is charging as low as maybe 10 lakh. This is the pricing policy. Depending upon what kind of market are you in. The pricing policy is decided. How should I use my resources? I am a company which is called as Reliance, and I have a lot of businesses. I am into jewelry, I am into footwears, I am into apparels, that is the garments. I am into digital, that is the technology. Reliance Digital also you must have heard. TV, fridge, etc., etc. Where should I put my resources? I am seeing that this business is giving me great return. Why not put my maximum money here? Okay. Again, using the microeconomics theory, I realize how should my resources be allocated? Where should I get my capital from? Where should I put my capital? Where the return is going to be higher. So again, there are a lot of mechanisms. There are a lot of mechanisms like payback method, the NPV method, the IRR method. These all are again in the higher course level that you will understand that how is to be decided that which investment I have to take. And forget about, okay, going to the higher level. I'm just simply asking you one question. Very simple question. There are two projects, Project A and Project B. I'm asking you guys that where should I put my money? This is yielding me money in 4 years, my payback period. And this is giving me money in 7 years. Come on. Just in the answer put A or B. A or B. Come on. I'll repeat my query. I said there are two projects, maybe buying a flat in Noida and maybe buying a plot in Gurgaon. Where should I park my money? Where should I put my money? If this payback period is 4 years, this payback period is 7 years, where should I put my money? Come on, A or B? I'm waiting for the responses. Okay. Case Anaga, Anusa, they have mentioned it to be B. Paki, Raviranjan, Vaishnavi, Kajal, Swapnil, they've all said A. The correct answer is A. Please understand. When you put your money and you want the return back, you want the returns to be derived to you fast or later? Fast. So 4 years comes earlier than 7 or 7 comes earlier than 4? So I should buy a flat in Noida because it gives me money faster as compared to Project B. I've given a very simple example. Okay. So investment decision like this is utilized with the help of the microeconomics. Profit analysis. How much profit should I get? What is the risk involved in that business? How much is the uncertainty? What is the return with regard to that uncertainty? All these topics would be covered under the microeconomics theory. I hope this whole concept is clear to all of you. We'll take a 5 minutes break and we will continue the topic just post the break completion. Thank you. Return back after 5 minutes, please. See you. Thank you. Welcome back. We will start with the topic again. So हम लोगों ने जहां पर लास्ट छोड़ा था वो बेसिकली दिस वाज जो बात कर रहे थे हम कि माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स किस तरीके से अप्लाई होगी एंड माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स को यूज करके हम किस तरीके से अपनी बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स की प्रॉब्लम को रिजॉल्व कर सकते हैं। तो मैंने सबसे पहली बात करी थी डिमांड एनालिसिस की। तो डिमांड एनालिसिस एक सिंपल बात बोलता है कि जब भी हम प्रोडक्ट को फोरसी करेंगे कि कितना हमारे को प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर करना है, क्या फोरकास्टिंग रहेगी। मैंने एक एग्जांपल लिया था आपके साथ विद रिगार्ड टू द स्वीट शॉप। तो किस तरीके से हम लोग डिमांड डिसाइड करेंगे कि कितना हमारे को प्रोड्यूस करना है एंड इवेंचुअली हाउ मच शुड बी गिवन फॉर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द कंज्यूमर। सेकेंड हमने बात करी थी कि प्रोडक्शन की टेक्निक क्या होनी चाहिए, क्या वो लेबर इंटेंसिव होना चाहिए या कैपिटल इंटेंसिव होना चाहिए, मोर ऑफ मशीन को इस्तेमाल करें या मोर ऑफ लेबर को इस्तेमाल करें, कॉस्ट क्या होनी चाहिए। हम अगर बात करें पेन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की तो पेन की बॉडी बनती है प्लास्टिक की, इंक, उसमें जो एक निब लगती है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स, उसका कॉस्ट एनालिसिस किस तरीके से करें। इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट, मेरे पास एक दो क्वेरी आई थी कि इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट एक बार वापस रिपीट करवाया जाए। मैं एक बार आपसे डिस्कस करती हूँ। मैं मैन्युफैक्चर कर रही हूँ स्वीट, मिठाई, ठीक है। लाइक आई सेड, दिवाली पे हम लोग मिठाई का कंजम्पशन बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा देते हैं। अगर 21 नवंबर को दिवाली है तो क्या आप 21 नवंबर को प्रोडक्शन करोगे? आप 21 नवंबर को ऑर्डर दोगे कि आई शुड गेट शुगर, आई शुड गेट द ड्राई फ्रूट्स? नो, आपको मैनेज करके चलना पड़ेगा कि 12 नवंबर को हम ऑर्डर प्लेस कर दें सो दैट बाय 14th और 15th नवंबर हमारे पास रॉ मटेरियल आ जाए और 15th से लेके 20th तक हम लोग प्रोडक्शन तैयार कर दें कि 21 नवंबर को हम अपना प्रोडक्ट बेच दें। पर इसमें एक चीज और है, यहां पर यह बात और आ जाती है कि क्या हम अपना पैसा बहुत ज्यादा ब्लॉक कर देंगे इन्वेंट्री में? नो, हम लोगों को एक इस तरीके का ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन करना है कि हम कैपिटल इतना लगाएं कि हमारा जितना भी रॉ मटेरियल है उसको हम प्रोक्योर कर सके, ना तो हमारे रिसोर्सेज वेस्ट हो और ना ही हमारे रिसोर्सेज होल्ड डाउन हो। ठीक है, आई होप द लैंग्वेज इज एब्सोल्युटली फाइन नाउ। आई विल बी यूजिंग पूरे मेरे सेशंस के लिए अ मिक्स ऑफ बोथ हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश। There are certain students who do not absolutely understand Hindi, तो हमें इंग्लिश में भी बात करनी पड़ेगी, and there is a section of student who do not absolutely understand in English, so we will talk about in Hindi also. आप लोगों की सबकी convenience के लिए we are putting it in a mixed language. I hope that will help you out. ठीक है, उसके बाद हमने इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट भी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट। वी ऑल्सो हैव टू डिसाइड मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर क्या लें। मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर जैसे होता है मोनोपोली, मोनोपोली मतलब मेरी प्राइस, मेरा प्रोडक्ट, मेरी मर्जी। आई एम द सोल प्रोड्यूसर, आई विल प्रोड्यूस वट एवर आई वॉन्ट, आई विल प्राइस इट वट एवर वे आई वॉन्ट इट टू। सो यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि कौन सा मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर रखें, विच मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर इट इज टू बी यूज्ड, प्राइसिंग कैसी रखें, व्हाट प्राइस हैज टू बी डिसाइडेड। ओके, नेक्स्ट कम्स रिसोर्स एलोकेशन। रिसोर्स एलोकेशन बोलता है कि हम लोग अपने रिसोर्सेस का इस्तेमाल किस तरीके से करें। अगर मुझे प्रोडक्शन करना है, जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल, रिलायंस है, रिलायंस इज डीलिंग इनटू मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स, बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं। जो प्रोडक्ट आपको सबसे ज्यादा मुनाफा दे उधर पैसा लगाइए ना, वहां पे अपना रिसोर्सेज लगाइए, वहां पे अपना लेबर लगाइए। करेक्ट, प्रॉफिट एनालिसिस, प्रॉफिट कहां से ज्यादा मिल रहा है, रिटर्न कहां से ज्यादा मिल रहा है, पैसा कहां से रेस करें, कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन, वेयर शुड आई गेट द मनी फ्रॉम, हम लोग उसको कहां पर पैसे को लगाएं। ऑल दीज थिंग्स वुड बी इशूड रिजॉल्व्ड बाय द माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स। करेक्ट, नेक्स्ट आ जाइए मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स एनालिसिस। नाउ मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स एनालिसिस टॉक्स अबाउट द लार्जर स्पेक्ट्रम। अब हम बात करते हैं नॉट जस्ट हमारी हाउस होल्ड की या हमारे इंडिविजुअल की, हम बात करेंगे देश की, विदेश की, कंट्री एट अ लार्ज की। सबसे पहला आता है इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम क्या लें। आप लोगों ने एक कॉन्सेप्ट समझा होगा, कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी, सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी, मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी। अभी नेक्स्ट टॉपिक हम वही पिकअप करेंगे। विद इन 5 minutes वी विल स्टार्ट विद दैट टॉपिक ओनली। तो मेरी सेकंड जो इश्यूज आती हैं वो ये आती है कि इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम कौन सा रखें, मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी रखें या आपका कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी रखें या सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी रखें। हम आज अभी कौन से स्टेज में है, रिसेशन में है या डिप्रेशन में है या बूम में है? What is the trend right now? Whether our national income is going high, whether the national income is going down, employment opportunities are high, employment opportunities is less, prices क्या है, saving क्या है, investment क्या है, हमारी गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज क्या है, गवर्नमेंट कितना टैक्स लगा रही है, how much tax is levied by the government, how much competition is survived by the government, what is the globalization, how much taxes are put on the export, how much taxes are put on the import, how much duty benefits are given in the import, how much duty benefits are given to the export, what incentives are given. All these things will be covered by the macroeconomics. सेंट्रल बैंक कैसे काम करे, ब्याज दर को नीचे गिराए कि ऊपर बढ़ाए, इंटरेस्ट रेट हैज टू बी इंक्रीज्ड और डिक्रीज्ड, ऑल दीज थिंग्स, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, फिस्कल पॉलिसी, ट्रेड यूनियन का क्या रहेगा, सोशल इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स क्या रहेंगे, पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिक एनवायरमेंट फैक्टर्स क्या रहेंगे, ऑल दीज थिंग्स which is affecting a business from outside is being covered under the microeconomics policy. I hope this is clear to everybody up till now. I would like to have a thumbs up or a particular topic if any particular aspect is to be covered. See, what I will do is this. अभी मैं पहले जो मेरा आज का टारगेट है, the topics, I will cover that first. ठीक है? उसके बाद लास्ट 15 minutes मैं आपको पूरा ब्रश अप करवाऊंगी, इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों में, जिससे किसी को भी अंडरस्टैंडिंग में दिक्कत नहीं हो। कोई अगर स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक है तो आप लोग सिर्फ वो टॉपिक का नाम प्लीज बस एक बार, वन स्टूडेंट एट अ टाइम, एज इन जस्ट डोंट पुट इट ट्वाइस और थ्राइस, वन पर्सन एट अ टाइम, जस्ट पुट इट any particular topic that you want me to emphasize more again. Though in the last 15 minutes I will make sure that I will cover the complete topic जो हमने अभी तक पढ़ा है। ठीक है, चलिए, perfect. So I have got a lot of thumbs up. फसिया, शिवा, अनुसा, रवीना। ओके, सो आई इम्प्लाई हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं, फिर हम लोग उसको बैक में वापस एक बार रिवाइज करेंगे। हम इस चैप्टर का लास्ट टॉपिक पढ़ते हैं, दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इकोनॉमिक्स एंड बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स। अगेन बहुत सिंपल है। इकोनॉमिक्स ने बताया कि जो हमारी रिसोर्सेज है ये क्या तरीके से इस्तेमाल होगा, हमारी इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम्स को हम किस तरीके से रिजॉल्व करेंगे, हाउ डू वी सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ चॉइस, प्रॉब्लम ऑफ स्कैसिटी ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, प्रॉब्लम ऑफ अनलिमिटेड वांट्स। एंड व्हाट डज बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स सेज? बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स सेज दैट लेट्स यूज द इकोनॉमिक प्रिंसिपल्स टू सॉल्व आउट द इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम्स। ओके, whereas I talk about, if you please emphasize it, let's clear it, it is about framing the principles to solve problem, it is the application. So can I say this is step 0, but this is step 1. एग्जीक्यूशन करना है यहां पे, इंप्लीमेंटेशन प्लान बनाना है यहां पे, करेक्ट? इज इट क्लियर? यस और नो? यहां पे हम लोग मेनली बात करते हैं माइक्रो और मैक्रो दोनों की। यहां पे मेनली जो हमारा कैरेक्टर है बिजनेस का, क्योंकि वो सिंगल यूनिट से रिलेट करता है, दैट इज माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स। यहां पे हम लोग पर्टिकुलरली बात कर रहे हैं नीड्स एंड इंडिविजुअल सबकी, ठीक है, इंडिविजुअल्स एज वेल एज एंटिटीज की, बट यहां पे जनरली हम बात कर रहे हैं एक पर्टिकुलर बिजनेस एंटिटी की, क्योंकि वेन एवर वी टॉक अबाउट जस्ट द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वी विल टॉक अबाउट दिस पॉइंट। ये पॉजिटिव भी है, ये नॉर्मेटिव भी है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ नॉर्मेटिव है। प्रॉब्लम क्या है, सोल्यूशन क्या है, दोनों जानना है, बट सिर्फ सोल्यूशन क्या है वो यहां पे जानना है। ऑब्वियसली ये वाइडर है, ये कंपैरेटिवली नैरो है, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ बिजनेस एंटिटी को लेकर चल रहा है, करेक्ट? वेराज अगर मैं बात करती हूँ इकोनॉमिक्स की, ये इंडिविजुअल्स, हाउस होल्ड, बिजनेस एंटिटी सबको एक साथ लेके चल रहा है। इसकी अप्लाइड ब्रांच भी है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ अप्लाइड ब्रांच है। क्लियर है यहां तक? नेक्स्ट वी डिस्कस अबाउट how it is dealing with the production of theories, the theory of production and consumption. अगर हम बात करते हैं इकोनॉमिक्स की, it talks about production also, consumption also, distribution also. goods produce कैसे करें, कंज्यूम कैसे करें, प्रोडक्ट बन गया, उसका रेवेन्यू आ गया, रेवेन्यू को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कैसे करें। वेराज बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स में सबसे मुख्य बात क्या आ रही है, बिजनेस, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात क्या आ रही है, बिजनेस। एंड व्हाट डज दैट बिजनेस डील विद, द प्रॉफिट। बाकी सारी चीजों को एक साइड में, बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स टॉक्स अबाउट प्रॉफिट। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज, ये एनालिसिस करता है कि कैसे हम ग्रोथ, इन्फ्लेशन, एम्प्लॉयमेंट सबको देखें। ये सिंपल बात कर रहा है बिजनेस से रिलेटेड। बिजनेस क्या बात करता है, भाई मेरे प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड कितनी है, मेरे प्रोडक्ट की सप्लाई कितनी है, व्हाट शुड बी द प्रॉफिट ऑफ माय बिजनेस, दैट्स इट। बिजनेस इज कंसर्न्ड बाय ओनली 3 पॉइंट्स, डिमांड, सप्लाई एंड प्रॉफिट। दिस टॉक्स अबाउट ओनली एंड ओनली द बिजनेस प्रॉब्लम। इट टॉक्स अबाउट बोथ इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट्स एज वेल एज द नॉन इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट। ठीक है। यहाँ पे कुछ अजम्पशंस हैं, यहाँ पे कुछ अजम्पशंस इनवैलिड हो जाते हैं जब हम अप्लाई करते हैं। हालांकि ये दिस पार्ट वी विल डिस्कस इन द फर्दर क्लासेस वेयर आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई। लेट्स नॉट कंफ्यूज योरसेल्फ बाय अंडरस्टैंडिंग इन डिटेल दिस पॉइंट। ये पॉइंट हम आगे डिस्कस कर लेंगे। ठीक है। इज इट क्लियर अप टिल हियर? ओके। अभी हम एक बार लेट्स मूव फर्दर to the next topic, that is the basic problem of the economy. Okay, and then again we will just have a quick review of whatever we have done, but still let's do one thing. एक बार हम briefly जल्दी से डिस्कस करते हैं हमने क्या क्या पढ़ लिया। हमने सबसे पहले पढ़ लिया कि इकोनॉमिक्स क्या होता है। इकोनॉमिक्स एक ऐसी साइंस है, एक ऐसी आर्ट है, एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जो बात करता है दो पार्ट की, दैट हम सबकी अनलिमिटेड वांट्स हैं और उन अनलिमिटेड वांट्स को हमारे लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस हम कैसे सेटिस्फाई करते हैं, दैट इज योर इकोनॉमिक्स। सेकेंड हम लोगों ने बात करा बिजनेस का। बिजनेस इज समथिंग विच डील्स विद द प्रॉफिट, समथिंग विच डील्स विद हाउ मच योर रेवेन्यू इज, हाउ मच योर बेनिफिट इज। ओके, इन दोनों सब्जेक्ट को मिला के हमने एक नया सब्जेक्ट बनाया जिसका नाम आ जाता है बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स। And business economics is one subject which deals with all these problems. Also, we discussed about the two branches of economics, that is the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. Microeconomics deals with the individual units and is narrow in concept, whereas macroeconomics deals with the aggregates of the fact and is broader concept. Okay. Then we also discussed about how the particular problems are solved. And let's say, for example, when we talk about economics, it deals with both micro aspect, macro aspect. It talks about the normative economics. It talks about how the solutions are to be given to the business problem, how the planning of demand and forecasting is to be done, what is the production that is to be taken care of, the consumption that has to be taken care of, and so on and so forth. So these are the various things that we have already discussed. हमारा market form क्या होगा and various other issues. Now let's come to the new topic, that is the basic problem of the economy and the role of price mechanism. हम नई चीज पढ़ेंगे यहाँ पे कि बेसिक प्रॉब्लम क्या है किसी भी इकोनॉमी की and what is the price mechanism. ठीक है। सबसे पहली प्रॉब्लम जो थी वो हमारी एक सेंट्रल प्रॉब्लम थी, एक बेसिक इशू था। और वो बेसिक इशू क्या था, हमारे पास रिसोर्सेस कम है और हमारी वांट्स अनलिमिटेड है। आई हैव ओनली 100 रुपीज इन माई पॉकेट, मेरे पास सिर्फ 100 रुपए हैं जेब में, पर मेरी जो वांट्स हैं वो ये है, मेरे को रेस्टोरेंट भी जाना है, मेरे को मूवी भी देखने जाना है, मेरे को नए गारमेंट्स भी खरीदने हैं, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फॉर्थ। क्या ये 100 रुपए मेरी पूरी रिक्वायरमेंट्स को फुलफिल कर पाएंगे? No. अब कौन आया? इकोनॉमिक्स आई। इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है? एक सब्जेक्ट है, और इकोनॉमिक्स आकर इस प्रॉब्लम को रिजॉल्व कर, तो हमारी 4 बेसिक प्रॉब्लम नई इमर्ज हो गई, जिसे हम सेंट्रल इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम बोलते हैं। व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस, हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस, फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस, एंड जो भी हम प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं क्या वो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ से रिलेट करता है या नहीं। सो लेट्स से यू गाइज आर इनटू बिजनेस, आप लोग सब एक बिजनेस चला रहे हो। सबसे पहला प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है? क्या मैं क्लॉथ बनाऊं या मैं गन बनाऊं? क्या मैं फैन बनाऊं या मैं एयर कंडीशनर बनाऊं? क्या मैं मारुति बनाऊं या लेट्स से ट्रक बनाऊं, ट्रैक्टर बनाऊं? माय फर्स्ट क्वेरी कम्स, व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस। अभी इसको भी हम आपका रिजॉल्व करेंगे। दूसरा जो प्रॉब्लम आता है वो आता है हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस, कैसे बनाएं। हमने चलो डिसाइड कर लिया कारपेट बनाते हैं, हम रह रहे हैं कश्मीर में, कश्मीर में कारपेट और शॉल्स वगैरह बड़ा फेमस है। दूसरा सवाल जो आता है, चलो हमने एक पहली प्रॉब्लम तो रिजॉल्व कर ली कि जी कारपेट बनाना है, व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस में प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व करके जी कारपेट बनाना है, पर बनाएं कैसे? क्या हम मशीन से बनाएं या हैंड से बनाएं? क्या हम कैपिटल इंटेंसिव टेक्निक यूज करें या हम लेबर इंटेंसिव यूज करें? तो सबसे बड़ी जो प्रॉब्लम आती है वो आती है हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस। परफेक्ट। थर्ड, फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस, बनाए किसके लिए? शुड आई मैन्युफैक्चर माई प्रोडक्ट फॉर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ पीपल मे बी हु आर कंज्यूमर, द डायरेक्ट कंज्यूमर, और मे बी फॉर द पीपल हु आर डिफेंस पीपल? किसके लिए बनाए? तो नेक्स्ट जो चीज आती है वो आती है फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस। एंड वट एवर वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग, is it to be done for the economic growth or not? Economic growth means, is it yielding some benefit in terms of the production of goods and services? So I'll just repeat this thing for Soumya, who's not able to understand it. I have basic 4 problems, Soumya. One is what to produce, second is how to produce, third is for whom to produce, and fourth is it giving any benefit to the economic growth? So my first question is what to produce. What to produce says, what should I make? What should I make a consumer good or a capital good? Should I make a car or should I make a truck, or should I make a cloth, or should I make a food item, FMCG item, etc. So let's say I decided I will make a carpet. Carpet is something which is required in the winters to be kept in the houses, especially in the northern part of India. I decided that, okay, let's make a carpet. Now, the second problem that I have, Soumya, is about how to produce. The carpet takes 100 or 150 days to be produced if produced by the hand. If done by the hand, the weaving is done by the hand. But the moment I put it in the machine, within 10 minutes, my carpet is ready. Now the question comes, should I restrain to the hand woven carpet or should I make it in the machinery? Third, for whom should I make? Should I put some diamonds in the carpet to be given to the elite class, or should I make it a basic rug which is taken by the everybody, the every segment of the economy? Next question comes, for whom to produce? Fourth is this, that the carpet that I'm producing, is it yielding to the any benefit of the economic growth? Is it yielding to the economic growth? Is it yielding to the national income of the nation? So these are the basic 4 problems that every economy faces. Shubham, labor intensive and capital intensive says when more of machine is used, that's capital intensive. When more of labor is used, that is labor intensive. So when we go to the rural area and we see people making incense stick, अगरबत्ती जिसे बोलते हैं, वो होता है handmade, labor intensive. But you go to the hi-fi areas where petroleum drilling machineries are manufactured, maybe some factories in Faridabad, etc. The steel industry, etc. It's absolutely machine-based. That is capital intensive. I hope the doubts of Soumya and Shubham all clear. I hope this is clear, guys. Okay, let's proceed further. Now, I've already discussed what to produce is seeing butter should be produced or machine should be produced. How to produce? Should I use hand loom? Should I use power loom? For whom to produce? A society has different kind of segment. We have people from different society, different attributes of society. Which whom should I satisfy? Okay. Fourth is it yielding some benefit? Is it doing the production for the future also? Is it increasing the income and the standard of living of the people in further also? That is what is seen in the economic growth. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay. I will come back to the previous topics later, please. Let's concentrate, Ravina. Let's move further to this topic right now, dear. I will cover everything. Don't worry about that. Please, let's understand this right away. Okay. Now, next question comes economic system. Economic system बोलता है हम जो प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं, हम जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर रहे हैं, किस तरीके से करें? क्या हम प्रॉफिट के बारे में सोचते हुए करें? हम सोसाइटी के बारे में सोचते हुए कैसे करें? Let's understand what is economic system. Economic system says that whenever the production and the distribution of goods and services is to be made, we have to understand whether those production and distribution of goods, services, etc. is done in such a sense that whether they are made in terms of earning profit or in terms of giving benefit to the society, etc. So here in this category, we divide our economic system into three parts. Are you able to see those three segments in the diagram? Capitalist economy, socialist economy, and the mixed economy. Capitalist economy, capitalistic, profit-oriented. Socialistic, social, something which is based for the benefit of the society at a large. Mixed economy, as the name suggests, mixed is the combination. Combination of what? Combination of both capitalist and socialist. Clear? So whenever we talk about an economic system, we have discussed about the arrangement of production and distribution of goods in the society, and we bifurcate it into three major categories where we have capitalist economy, socialist economy, mixed economy. तो economic system एक system है जहां पे हम बात करते हैं कि कैसे हमें गुड्स का प्रोडक्शन करना है, कैसे उसको हमें बेचना है सोसाइटी में लोगों को, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. जब मैं गुड्स की बात कर रही हूँ तो सर्विसेज अपने आप इम्प्लाइड आती है. हम आपको पेन बेच रहे हैं, दैट इज अ गुड, बट हम आपको टीचिंग करवा रहे हैं, दैट इज अ सर्विस. हम आपको दवाई बेच रहे हैं, दैट्स अ गुड. मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट करवा रहे हैं, दैट इज सर्विस. ओके. हम आपको हेलमेट बेच रहे हैं, दैट इज अ गुड, बट अगर आपको एक ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस दे रहे हैं, दैट इज अ सर्विस. ओके. So whenever we talk about economic system, it gets bifurcated into three parts: capitalist, socialist, and mixed economy. Okay. Let's move further. Capitalist economy. एक ऐसी इकोनॉमी जहां पे सारे जो प्रोडक्शन के गुड्स, सर्विसेज वगैरह सब चीज जो है, जो रिसोर्सेज हैं, वो प्योरली प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के हाथ में. इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल है अमेरिका, यूनाइटेड किंगडम्स. वहां पर क्या है? वहां पे ऑल द थिंग्स, एवरीथिंग इज इन द हैंड ऑफ प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर. Whatever they want to own, whatever they want to control, they'll do it that way. In the capitalist economy, the main dominance is only and only of profit. They do everything with regard to profit. हर चीज प्रॉफिट के अनुसार होती है. कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी एक ऐसी इकोनॉमिक है, इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम है जहां पे प्रॉफिट ही सब कुछ है, जहां पे जो प्रॉफिट होगा तभी सारी चीजें इन्वॉल्व होगी. इसी इकोनॉमी को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी, फ्री मार्केट इकोनॉमी, लेजेस फेयर इकोनॉमी. तो अगर देखा जाए यहाँ पे जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस, हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस, फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस, ये तीनों प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व होती है बाय द मार्केट मैकेनिज्म. और मार्केट मैकेनिज्म का मतलब होता है प्राइस डिटर्मिनेशन. आई विल रिपीट इट वंस अगेन. Capitalist economy is that economy where all the problems, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, is solved by the price determination. So whatever the price says, whatever the profit says, whatever the business entrepreneur says, we will do that. Why? Because the entrepreneur is supreme. Whosoever has the money, go ahead with that. Okay? The people who do not have money do not have any stake. So here in the capitalist economy, what happens is this capitalist economy में आपके सारे जो resources हैं, सारी जो चीजें हैं, वो प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर के हाथ में. ठीक है? प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर जो चीज बोलता है वही अकम्प्लिश करा जाता है. ठीक है? दूसरा, आपके पास फ्रीडम ऑफ एंटरप्राइज है. फ्रीडम फॉर एंटरप्राइज मीन्स आप लोगों को जो बिजनेस करना आप करिए, आपके पास बशर्ते उसके लिए पैसा होना चाहिए, आपके पास रिसोर्स होने चाहिए, एंड यू कैन गो अहेड. देयर इज नो रेस्ट्रिक्शन. देयर इज अ प्रॉपर चॉइस, योर विश, यू डू वट एवर यू फील लाइक. देखिए, लेजेस फेयर इज अ वर्ड. लेजेस फेयर का मतलब होता है एब्सोल्युटली फ्रीडम. देखो, जैसे लीडरशिप आप समझते हैं, लीडरशिप 3 तरीके की होती है, डेमोक्रेटिक, ऑटोक्रेटिक और लेजेस फेयर. ऑटोक्रेटिक में तो क्या हुआ, तुम्हें पूरी पावर है, सॉरी मेरे पास पूरी पावर है, आई एम सो सॉरी, मेरे पास पूरी पावर है. ऑटोक्रेटिक में क्या होता है, आई एम द मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन, आई विल टेल माई जूनियर्स वट एवर हैज टू बी डन. दैट इज ऑटोक्रेसी, ऑटोक्रेटिक. दूसरा आता है डेमोक्रेटिक. डेमोक्रेटिक आपने सुना होगा, एक वर्ड है डेमोक्रेसी, उससे निकलता है. और डेमोक्रेसी क्या बोलता है, आपका भी ओपिनियन लेंगे, हमारा भी ओपिनियन लेंगे, जो मेजोरिटी का ओपिनियन होगा उसको मान लेंगे. तीसरा आता है लेजेस फेयर. लेजेस फेयर बोलता है कि जो लीडर है वो समझता है कि मेरा फॉलोअर जो है बहुत स्मार्ट है, द फॉलोअर इज वेरी स्मार्ट, देयर इज अ फ्रीडम, यू डू वट एवर यू फील लाइक. Capitalist economy is like laissez-faire economy. Why? Because the private entrepreneur is so smart. I give the complete freedom. Do whatever you feel like. You have money, your money at stake. Do whatever you feel like. You produce what you want. You sell what you want. You put your resources. Absolutely your choice. Only thing is this, that the nation should get the profit. That means the private entrepreneur should get the profit. I hope the laissez-faire word is clear, because many people have posted what is laissez-faire. Okay. So whenever I talk about capitalist economy, they are the ones who are working for the profit motive. They do what the consumer wants. Okay. There is an intensive competition. Why? Because the people do the work accordingly. And the government does not poke their nose. Laissez-faire means that only, na? Government is the leader. Private entrepreneur is the follower. Government says, I will not poke my nose. Do whatever you feel like. That is what is laissez-faire. Full independence. Okay. So as the question given by Ms. Biswal, that it is free from the government interference. Very true, Biswal ji. It's absolutely true that you do not have any kind of interference from the government. Government is going to interfere you in the socialist economy, where the government says everything has to be for the public welfare. I will not let the private owners rule the country or rule the resources. The government will always put their thing. Okay. So हमने बात करी कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी की. कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी ने बात करा सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रॉफिट ओरिएंटेड. जो भी डिसीजन लिए जाएंगे फॉर व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस, होम टू प्रोड्यूस, व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस, हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस, एवरीथिंग विल बी डन ऑन द प्रॉफिट मोटिव बेसिस. ठीक है. Madhu, is it clear to you? Everybody, is it clear? Rituraj, Joy, I hope this is clear to everybody. अब हमने बात करी कि किस तरीके से कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी अपनी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करता है. Let's understand how does the capitalist economy solve the problem. The capitalist economy needs to decide that they have manufactured a pen which has got a demand, which has got a supply. Now, do not get confused. How do we draw this demand and supply? You will understand this. There are few other chapters where you will understand demand and supply in detail. But as of now, I'll make you understand this. This is one economy where this is the demand and this is the supply and this is the price. This is the quantity. So here you will decide how the product is to be priced, how the price of that particular product is to be set. So capitalist economy says that with the price mechanism, we call it as a price mechanism. Price mechanism says that let's have an intersection of demand and supply. And whatever the intersection of demand and supply gives us, this will be the price. So capitalist economy, all the problems are resolved by this mechanism only, where we take this thing, the free market mechanism, as the consideration. What is to be produced, how it is to be produced, for whom it is to be produced, what is the consumption pattern, what is the saving pattern, and what is the investment pattern. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay, next, let's discuss about the merits of capitalist economy. See, there is one best thing about capitalist economy is this, that it brings a greater standard of living. Whenever, see, I'll just come to the third point right now, as in the third point, that is the mixed economy right now. Why did Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru picked up mixed economy for our country? They realized that there are a lot of sections which is not going to be understood purely by the government at a large. So we need to have private organizations coming into play. Okay. Private entrepreneurs always have a lure for profit. प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को लगता है कि हम प्रॉफिट कमा लें. अब वो प्रॉफिट कमाने के लिए तो नई नई चीजें लेकर आते हैं. जब वो नई नई चीजें लेकर आएंगे तो टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रोग्रेस होगा, इनोवेशन आएगा, करेक्ट. एक लोगों का स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ेगा, अच्छी एफिशिएंसी से काम होगा, फास्ट काम होगा, इकोनॉमी में ग्रोथ होगा, प्रोडक्टिव कैपेसिटी में काम होगा, एफिशिएंसी बढ़ेगा, नए नए तरीके आएंगे जिससे हमारे रिसोर्सेस का प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन होगा, कॉस्ट कम होगा. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. Good quality products are going to be there. Reasonable prices are going to be there. So please understand, the major merits of capitalist economy is towards the consumer. Why? Because there are a lot of things which is in the favor of the consumer. That is, you're producing good products, bringing good standard of living, a better technology, better economic decision, better quality of products, reasonable prices, good standard of living, innovation, technological progress. Your framework is increasing. The entrepreneurial class is willing to take risk. All these things would come under the merits of the capitalist economy. What is the demerits? What is the problem? The problem says that you are giving lot of importance to the property rights over the human rights. आपने तो बोल दिया कि जी जिसके पास पैसा है वो बिजनेस चालू कर दो, बट कभी कभार आप सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट एलीट क्लास के लिए बना रहे हैं. जो अदर सेगमेंट है उसके लिए प्रोडक्ट ही नहीं बना रहे. तो आपने तो प्रॉपर्टी राइट को ज्यादा महत्वता दे दी एज कंपेयर टू द ह्यूमन राइट्स. तो कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी का एक मेजर डिसएडवांटेज अनफेयरनेस रहती है. कहीं ना कहीं देयर इज अ अनफेयरनेस, देयर इज अ बायसनेस. लोग बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉफिट के बारे में सोचते हैं, ह्यूमन वेलफेयर के बारे में नहीं सोचते. लेबर का बड़ा एक्सप्लॉइटेशन होता है, कंज्यूमर को एक्सप्लॉइट करा जाता है, सॉवरेन तो सिर्फ एक मिथ है। वाई? क्योंकि कंपटीशन बहुत ज्यादा है, प्रॉफिट बहुत ज्यादा है, तो कंज्यूमर को तो आप एक्सप्लॉइट कर ही रहे हो सकता है हमारी इकोनॉमी में इतने रिसोर्सेज हैं, सारे रिसोर्सेज लग्जरी गुड्स मैन्युफैक्चर करने लगे जाएंगे, तो जो लोग बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन है या जस्ट टचिंग द पॉवर्टी लाइन है, उनके लिए लग्जरी गुड तक कोई महत्वता रखता ही नहीं है। So the demerits of capitalist economy is this, that you give a lot of importance to the property rights as compared to the human rights. There is an unfair behavior. You do not take into consideration the human welfare. There is an income inequality. Labor is not properly utilized. Consumer does not get proper welfare. Resources are not used in a proper manner. Okay. There is an inequality, wastage of resources. You're producing only goods maybe which are luxury in nature. Okay. You are not manufacturing goods which are required by the basic consumer. So these are the major problems. A lot of materialism will take place. A conspicuous consumption will take place. Log basic goods पे नहीं जाएंगे, luxury goods पे जाएंगे. That is what is the problem of the capitalist economy. Next comes to the socialist economy. Socialist economy वो है जो centrally planned economy है, social welfare को देखती है, government को देखती है, वो बोलती है जी government ने जो बोल दिया वो मान लो. Whatever the government decides, let's take it as the last line. Why? Because government talks about the people at a mass. जो majority लोग हैं उनके बारे में government ही सोचता है. तो socialist economy में production, distribution, सब कुछ जो सोचे जाते हैं, the problem of what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, all these central problems are solved through the socialist economy, through the central planning authority. Like for example, in India, the planning authority is the planning commission. They take care of all these issues. Okay, the planning commission, which is also known as the Niti Aayog. Okay, that is what is the socialist economy. Okay, सारे जो resources हैं वो पूरी country के हैं, एक किसी owner के नहीं है. हम जो सारे काम करेंगे वो इकोनॉमिक प्लानिंग को देखकर करेंगे, कंज्यूमर की नहीं चलेगी, क्योंकि कंज्यूमर में कुछ भी बात हो जाएगी. हम लोग वो बात करेंगे जो मेजॉरिटी नेशन को चाहिए. कोशिश करेंगे इनकम का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इक्वल हो. द पुअर शुड नॉट गेट पुअरर एंड द रिचर शुड नॉट गेट रिचर. प्राइस मैकेनिज्म का कोई रोल नहीं है, जो गवर्नमेंट बोलेगा वैसे हम मानेंगे. कंपटीशन नहीं है, तो किसी ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कंपटीशन के चक्कर में हम किसी को एक्सप्लॉइट करें. ठीक है. यूएसएसआर वाज एन एग्जांपल. आज की तारीख में कोई प्योर सोशलिस्ट कंट्री नहीं है. व्हाई? बिकॉज देयर इज ऑलवेज either a purely profit oriented, that is the capitalist economy, or else a mixed economy like that of India, where we have the role of both government and the private entrepreneur. I hope this is clear. अब सोशलिज्म का मेरिट्स क्या है? सबसे पहली चीज है इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ है, एवरीबडी गेट्स द अपॉर्चुनिटी, प्लान्ड इकोनॉमी है, रिसोर्सेज का प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन हो रहा है, कोऑपरेटिव मेंटालिटी है. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम सिर्फ लग्जरी गुड्स वालों को देख रहे हैं या फिर लेट्स से अदर लेवल को देख रहे हैं. नो, देयर इज अ प्रॉपर गवर्नमेंट which takes care that every minimum standard of living of everybody is assured. Right to work to people is given. Labor is also protected from understanding. And ये सारी चीजों के हिसाब से सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी में कहीं ना कहीं अपॉर्चुनिटी ज्यादा दी जाती है फॉर द मास, नॉट फॉर फ्यू बट फॉर द मास. ठीक है. पर डीमेरिट्स क्या आते हैं? The moment I talk about socialist economy, it comes the government. And with the government, there is a lot of bureaucracy, inefficiency, delay, red tapeism, corruption, favoritism. आप किसी पर्टिकुलर लोगों को फेवर करते हैं, आप मे बी अपनी पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन को करते हैं जो आपको लगता है शायद वोट देंगे. तो दैट इज वन प्रॉब्लम. ओके. कई बार क्या होता है, आप देखेंगे जब प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर देयर, दे आर वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे वांट टू अर्न द प्रॉफिट. गवर्नमेंट में प्रॉफिट वाला मामला ही नहीं है. सो दे डू नॉट डू लॉट ऑफ इंसेंटिव्स मेनी अ टाइम्स. ठीक है. कंज्यूमर्स के पास बड़ी लिमिटेड चॉइस हो जाएगी, जबकि प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर में क्या था, आई हैड टू डिफीट यू. यू हैड टू डिफीट थर्ड पर्सन। तो हम सब एक दूसरे को डिफीट करने में कंज्यूमर के लिए बढ़िया प्रोडक्ट बनाकर दे रहे थे। एफिशिएंसी और प्रोडक्टिविटी इतनी ज्यादा नहीं है, लेबर को हम बहुत ज्यादा कुछ बेनिफिट नहीं देते हैं, ठीक है। एंड द एक्सट्रीम फॉर्म ऑफ सोशलिज्म प्रैक्टिसेबल ही नहीं है, क्योंकि हम प्योरली गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर चीजों को रिलाय कर ही नहीं सकते, ठीक है। सो whenever I talk about socialism talk about basic concepts that only the government has the power, which is very, very impractical. After looking at the merits and the demerits of capitalism and the merits and demerits of the socialism, we came with a new aspect, and that new aspect is known as the mixed economy. And what does the mixed economy says? Mixed economy says amalgamation karo, in सबका एक ही चीज बना। तो मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी बोलते हैं कि मार्केट को गवर्नमेंट के साथ लाओ, सारे रिसोर्सेज एक साथ लाओ, और उस तरीके से हम सबके बेस्ट फीचर को अमालगमेट करके एक नई इकोनॉमी क्रिएट करते हैं, विच इज नोन एज द मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी, ठीक है। तो मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो दैट इज अबाउट द यूज ऑफ बोथ मार्केट एंड द गवर्नमेंट। They say that whenever you are developing a system, there should be a benefit of the private entrepreneur, but a benefit of this fact also that everybody gets the chance, every segment. So the public sector and the private sector come together. The best example is this. When you travel from Delhi to Agra, there's a PPP model, public private partnership model, where there's this highway which is by the JP group as well as the government of Uttar Pradesh. They have come together. Why? JP group had the technology, Uttar Pradesh government had the finance. What to do now? Let's bring it together. JP group cannot do anything without money, and government of Uttar Pradesh cannot do anything without technology. So why not bring them together? So whenever I talk about mixed economy is where the market and the government all come together and उसको coexist करके हम दोनों के फायदे को इस्तेमाल करके प्रोडक्ट को बनाएं। रवीना, ब्यूरोक्रेसी का मतलब होता है जो हमारा गवर्नमेंट के इंटरफेरेंस वगैरह आते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा पेपर वर्क वगैरह होता है, इसको इसकी वजह से चीजों में डिले होता है, दैट वुड कम अंडर एज ब्यूरोक्रेसी। अगेन अ स्मॉल रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, ये छोटे छोटे जो वर्ड्स होते हैं ये हम तुरंत गूगल पे टाइप करें, फील फ्री टू आस्क ऑल्सो, बट इसके कारण आपका टॉपिक नहीं रुकना चाहिए, ठीक है। जस्ट गूगल इट, यू गेट द मीनिंग, दो यू कैन ऑलवेज पुट इट इन द क्वेरी लिस्ट ऑल्सो, देयर इज नेवर प्रॉब्लम, ओके। हाँ, अगेन लाइक आई सेड, द मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी, इंडिया जैसा कि एक बेस्ट मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी का एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्योरली प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की भी नहीं चलती है और प्योरली हम गवर्नमेंट की भी नहीं इन्वॉल्वमेंट रख सकते हैं। तो इट्स एन अमालगमेशन वेयर वी टॉक अबाउट बोथ प्राइवेट एज वेल एज द पब्लिक सेक्टर। ऑब्वियसली लोग बिजनेस करेंगे, कंज्यूमर का बेनिफिट होगा, सोशल इक्वालिटी होगी, देयर विल बी एन इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ। मैं जब बात करती हूँ इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ, उसका मतलब है कि रिच सेगमेंट सिर्फ रिच नहीं हुए जा रहा और पुअर सेगमेंट सिर्फ पुअर नहीं हो रहा जा रहा, बट वो जो रिच का बेनिफिट है ना, वो पुअर तक पास ऑन हो रहा है। नई टेक्नोलॉजी भी आएगी, इनोवेशन भी आएगा, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा है। बट मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी में भी कुछ दिक्कत है अगर हम बात करते हैं डीमेरिट्स की। और डीमेरिट्स क्या है? सबसे पहली बात है, कई बार गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज्यादा रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन लगाते हैं। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कंट्रोल्स बाय द गवर्नमेंट and there is lot of planning, and many a times the opportunity just gets lost. Okay, taxation is very high, corruption is there, resources are wasted, decision लेते लेते हमारे सारा delay हो जाता है, things get poor. What will happen? It is absolutely very difficult to maintain an equilibrium between both the private sector and the public sector. It's very easy to say that 50% private का रखिए, 50% public का रखिए, properly हो ही नहीं सकता। प्राइवेट चाहेगा मैं सुप्रीम रहूं, पब्लिक गवर्नमेंट यानी कि गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर चाहेगा मैं सुप्रीम रहूं। सो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ डिसइक्विलिब्रियम व्हिच इज सिचुएटेड। अगर गवर्नमेंट के इनिशिएटिव प्रॉपर नहीं है तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर आउटकास्ट कर देगा, बहुत ज्यादा ग्रो कर जाएगा। तो देखा जाए तो आप इवेंचुअली कहने के लिए सोशलिज्म रह जाओगे, होगे तो मेनली कैपिटलिज्म. सो मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी also has got a major problem due to which it is very difficult. Why? Because the government many a times do a lot of controls. There is very difficult for us to create any kind of a balance between the public sector and the private sector. And in the absence of the strong governmental initiative, what many a times we see is this, that the private sector will go disproportionately. They will grow very high, but the public sector is not going to work properly. Okay, so due to all these things, there is a major resource problem with the the socialistic, the mixed economy. Okay, so still, despite of all the three things, we still see that like India has adopted a mixed economy, we always have the edge over the both public sector and the private sector, and there is an amalgamation of both the things that we are going. So let's have a quick recap of what we did in the class. I have already discussed the basic chapter 1, and the chapter 1 included what is the meaning of the business. Business एक ऐसी एक्टिविटी है जहां पे हम लोग सारी बात करते हैं प्रॉफिट की, हम लोग बात करते हैं प्रोडक्शन की, कंजम्पशन की, एटसेट्रा. सो बिजनेस इज वन एक्टिविटी वेयर इट्स एन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी विच इज प्योरली फॉर द प्रॉफिट्स, and we talk about the production, consumption, etc. But the moment I talk about the non-economic activities, something which is done for the, not for the motive of the profit, but for the benefit of the social benefit of love, affection, etc. So economics is one subject which helps you to solve the problem of limited wants and unlimited wants, and the limited resources. Now, business economics, also known as the managerial economics, it's basically integration of the economics with the business. हमने 3 बात करी यहाँ तक. हमारे पास resources कम है, हमारी wants बहुत ज्यादा है. उस दिक्कत को solve करने के लिए एक subject आया जिसका नाम बना दिया हमने economics. इकोनॉमिक्स बिजनेस को क्लोजली मॉनिटर करके डील करता है, इसीलिए एक नया सब्जेक्ट आया जिसको बोलेंगे बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स. तो बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स एक सब्जेक्ट है जो इकोनॉमिक एनालिसिस को यूज करके बिजनेस डिसीजंस में हमारी मदद करता है. I'll repeat it in English. Business economics is one subject where I utilize my economic analysis to solve the problems that I face in the business. Okay. Then I discussed about 2 points. Economics again gets bifurcated into 2 points: microeconomics, macroeconomics. Microeconomics बात करते हैं नैरो एस्पेक्ट की, यानी कि एक कंज्यूमर की, एक प्रोड्यूसर की. जब मेरे को पूरे देश की, विदेश की, नेशन की बात करनी है तो दैट वुड कम अंडर मैक्रोइकोनॉमिक्स. सो अगेन आई डिस्कस्ड अबाउट 2 points. When I talk about individual units, individual consumer, individual supplier, that will be microeconomics. When I talk about the nation at a large, that would be macroeconomics. तो अगर मेरे को प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसिंग के बारे में बात करना है माइक्रो, मेरे को नेशन के डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहा है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेवल की बात करना है तो मैक्रो. ठीक है. फिर हम लोगों ने बात करी कि 2 तरीके से स्कोप होता है इकोनॉमिक्स का. इंटरनल यूजेस, जहां पे हम लोग बात करते हैं अबाउट डिमांड एनालिसिस, क्या डिमांड होनी चाहिए प्रोडक्ट की, फोरकास्टिंग कैसे करें, कितना प्रोडक्शन करें, प्राइस कैसे डिसाइड करें, प्रॉफिट क्या होगा, कैपिटल कहां से लें, रिसोर्स कहां लोकेट करें, इन्वेस्टमेंट कहां करें. So we discussed about microeconomics analysis, where I talked about how much should be my demand, what should be my pricing, what should be my market structure, how much stock should I hold, how much stock should I maintain, what is the resources, etc. मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स जबकि बात करता है कि इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम कौन सा लें. अभी देखिए हमने सेकंड चैप्टर पढ़ लिया तो इट मस्ट बी इजी. हम कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी लें, सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी लें या मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी लें. सो द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ व्हाट इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम शुड आई डू, which business cycle are we at, what is the national income, what is the employment level, how is the monetary policy going to take place, okay, what is the central banks, financial sector, what is the monetary policy, all these things would come under here. Then we discussed about how the economics and business economics gets bifurcated. Economics talks purely about the problem of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, whereas business economics talks about solving that problem using the economics, those business problems to be solved. Okay, let's come to the next topic. We discussed about what are the basic problems. We have primarily 4 basic problems. क्या बनाए, कैसे बनाए, किसके लिए बनाए, और क्या हमारी कंट्री में इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हो रही है या नहीं हो रही है. ठीक है. We also discussed about what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and whether there will be an economic growth or not. What to produce में बोलते हैं कि हम बटर बनाएं कि गन बनाएं. ओके, कैपिटल गुड बनाए, कंज्यूमर गुड बनाए. दूसरा, चलिए ये डिसाइड कर लिया कि कंज्यूमर गुड बनाना. अब कैसे बनाए? लेबर को इस्तेमाल करें या टेक्नोलॉजी को इस्तेमाल करें? पावर लूम यूज करें, हैंड लूम यूज करें. ठीक है. तीसरा, किसके लिए बनाए? फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस. फॉर होम टू प्रोड्यूस में हम बात करते हैं कि सोसाइटी किसके लिए बनाए. एक हम बात करते हैं कि जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है वो डिफरेंट पोर्शन कैसे कैसे लोगों को बांटा जाए. ठीक है. और जो भी हम प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं, क्या वो हमारी सोसाइटी का ओवरऑल प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी बढ़ा रहा है, नहीं बढ़ा रहा, या स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग क्रिएट कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा. फॉर दैट वी हैव थ्री काइंड्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम. वी हैव कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी सिस्टम, वी हैव सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी सिस्टम, एंड वी हैव मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम. कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी सिस्टम बोलता है कि सारे जो रिसोर्सेज होंगे वो एक प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर के हाथ में होंगे, जो वो मुनाफे के लिए देखेंगे वो बना देंगे. इसके अपने ही फायदे और नुकसान है, दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. The best example of capitalist economy is the USA. They do everything for the profit. Second comes the social economy, socialist economy. Socialist economy बोलता है जी जो बनाना है गवर्नमेंट के हिसाब से बना. गवर्नमेंट सबसे ऊपर है. गवर्नमेंट की जो प्लानिंग अथॉरिटी है वो सबसे ऊपर है. हम देखेंगे जो सोसाइटी का वेलफेयर हो रहा है, जो सोशल लोगों का वेलफेयर हो रहा है, हम उस हिसाब से काम करेंगे. दैट इज व्हाट इज सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी. प्रैक्टिकली आज के टाइम में कोई सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी नहीं है. यूएसएसआर हुआ करता था. ठीक है. हमने देखा कि प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर और गवर्नमेंट दोनों का अमालगमेशन को लेकर चलते हैं. दो सबसे बढ़िया कॉम्बिनेशन. एंड वी अडॉप्टेड द मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी. And in the mixed economy, we take care of both the aspects, that is the private entrepreneurs and the government organization. So again, it has got the merits and demerits of both. Okay. But still, out of all the things that we have done, all the problems that we solve is either through two mechanism. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? प्राइस का इंटरफेरेंस लेते हैं, डिमांड सप्लाई का इंटरफेरेंस लेते हैं, प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करते हैं. बट उन सबको रेगुलेट कौन करता है? गवर्नमेंट. क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट देख रहा है कोई भी ऐसा काम ना हो जो एक सेक्शन या एक जो तबका है हमारी सोसाइटी का उसको हार्म पहुंचाए. सो द थर्ड वन दैट वी हैव अडॉप्टेड एज अ नेशन इन इंडिया इज द मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी. आई होप दिस इज easily resolved and all the issues have been resolved for everybody. आपके जो notes हैं and the questions will be uploaded, and any kind of a problem that you have, you can put it on the query list. We will, if some of them are not cleared, we will take it in the next class. Up till then, thank you and a good day. And I would again remind you of one fact, that whatever you have done today, please make sure that you revise and come tomorrow. So there will be some questions. I would expect you all to solve those questions today. And in the next class, first I will take up the query of this class. For first 15 minutes, I will take up the query of this class, if any, resolved, unsolved. And also, I will discuss the questions that I will give in this for this lecture, and we will discuss that. Up till then, thank you and have a good day.